Woohoo, we're live. This is Math 60 Intermediate Algebra. I'm sorry, I'm looking. There's yet another bunny fur. My house is now decorated 100% in rabbit fur. So it's multiplying and dividing rational expressions, otherwise known as the section that only sucks until you get to 6.3 and realize this was actually pretty good comparatively. So let's get on with the not as bad as the next section stuff. Basically, what we're doing here is we are going to be multiplying and dividing, and let's see how many we can get through. Rational expressions it's just a fancy way to talk about fractions, except now we're going to have variables, chock full of variables in every fraction, 120% more variables. So I'll remind you that the mechanism for multiplication actually loves you. That's why we do it first. Addition hates you. Subtraction, subtraction, it just doesn't talk to anyone. But multiplication generally is your friend. So what you're going to do is, if you're hoping for a random problem, let's hope for multiplication. Because in order to multiply two fractions or two rational expressions, we're going to multiply across the top and we're going to multiply across the bottom. It's that simple. So I get 3 over x times y. Bam, and it's done. And there, I can make it even more done. I put a little rectangle. It's important when you put a box around these, make sure there are no open spaces. They'll just scamper out when you're not looking. Okay, so that was multiplication. Multiplication hopefully is in your head. Division. Division is the one that sometimes throws people sideways. We're going to use exactly the same method of division that we've been using since you were however old you were when the world, you finally learned the truth and that there were fractions in the world. I know that was a dark day for most people. I've got 1 over x divided by x over y. Now, here's the thing. I know you guys are looking at me going, ooh, x and x, they cancel. Let's get rid of things. You got to be really careful. Division is not so much your friend. In fact, you don't ever want to do anything with the division with fractions. Fractions and divisions, really, it's a bad idea. It's really, we're talking about opening up a rip in space-time continuum. We're talking about setting, thousands of fires across the galaxy. Maybe even here, and again, your dog will probably think less of you. I know it seems impossible, but if you do try to cancel in a division, your dog is going to have to rethink a lot of the things that he thinks about you. So what we're going to do to avoid that terrible outcome is we're going to leave the first one exactly as it is, but the second fraction, the second rational expression, flips upside down. Isn't that cool? Notice we switch it to a multiplication. So you change it to multiplication, and the second fraction flips upside down. There's a beautiful, lovely way to explain why. I'm sure lots of people would love to. If you want to contact me directly, I will show you. But for right now, for the purposes of what we're doing, I just want to show you that it does. So you flip the second fraction, the second rational expression gets flipped upside down, but then you've got regular old multiplication, just like we did before. 1 times y, x times x. The bad news is once you flipped it, you realize, oh, the x's were actually in the same place the whole time. What do you guys think? I know I can hear you cheering for here. You're like, yay, this is really fun and easy, and I love it much more than 6.3. And I say, yes, you do. Okay, let's try another one. I don't know why, sometimes I wonder when I write these, like, why do these not have the word EX in front of them, but other ones have EX or numbers? I don't know. Some have suggested that it's completely random. Could be. Okay, so this one I wanted to talk about. First off, you can tell we went with my patented delivery system, simple death. So here's the death problem, but also that this one is a problem that comes up for people because they get confused, they get lost. They're like, wait a minute, the second one's not rational. What the heck do I do with division here? And the answer is you make it rational. if I've got an expression like 4xy, I can make it into a rational expression by putting it over 1. It's that simple. And then, again, the one that's there first stays put. The second one flips upside down. Handy dandy highlighter. Let's see. Give that some emphasis there, right? We switch it to multiplication. And now we're going to multiply across. Now, here's the thing. You don't... Oh. Yes, I know. I was asking you all. I was doing that one for the psychics among you, the ones who could see and sense what I was writing. I was just a quick test of who's psychic. But now that everyone can see it, we can all work on it. Just a reminder, you don't have to do this step. This is me giving myself some space to do what I'm going to do next, which is I want to go through and I see that this is all one term and this is all one term. And you'll remember from the last section, if you watched the last section, as long as it's one term, you can go ahead and cancel to your heart's content. So I would like to cancel. Now you got a couple of options. Either you can cancel here, like with the x squared and the x down there, you could cancel the x and cancel the x squared and leave an x there. Or you could write it all out. You could write 2xxy and then 3yy, 4xy, and then cancel individual pieces. Totally up to you. So what am I going to do? You know what? I'm going to show you doing this. Let's see. I don't have a handy dandy red pen that's going to work here. So that x, I leave a 1. This x squared, I cancel the x and I leave just the x. Then this y and this y cancel. And then you can take a look at what you've got. And I know some of you are like, no, there's one more. You can still do it. And I'm going to say, yes, I know. You can collect yourself. You don't have to do all the canceling at once. You can go, oh, wait, I see the 2 and the 4 can still cancel. Okay, let me do that. It goes in once there, it goes in twice there. And then I can come up with my final answer, which is the x that's on top, and then 3y squared times 2, or 6y squared. Bam. We did it. You did it. You're awesome. I'm awesome. We're all awesome. And this video is only 7.5 minutes long, so hopefully not too painful. Next up, more pain.